Hey everybody. Today's video is going to be about hoeing. I know a lot of people don't like to hoe, but I mean, as long as you hoe right, you will always benefit from the seeds that you sow. You'll be able to reap the harvest from the seeds that you sow as long as you hoe right. So, with that being said, Teresa, she does not know how to hoe right. I've tried to teach her, and she still doesn't really quite understand the concept of hoeing. I've been a hoer since I've been probably 8-9 years old, and I've learned the technique on hoeing, and it's kept me from being overexerted by the time I got done hoeing, and was actually able to go on and do some more hoeing. To me, there's a technique with it, and I'm gonna show y'all the technique that I use, and it may work for you, it may not work for you, but it's always worked for me. So, but the first thing that you got to do is we fixing to show you how I do some hoeing. Okay, the first thing that I do, I make sure my hoe is sharp. I like a sharp hoe. But what I like doing is just dragging that hoe right across the top of the ground. And if it pulls roots out, it does. If not, if it just cuts them off, that there's fine too. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right here at the end of my onion. I just do it like this. I don't do like Teresa. I don't chop like I'm trying to till up the dirt. I just scrape it across the top. And I don't know if y'all can actually see that or not, but I do it that way, and then I go back and I till all of that there under.
Lee, you know that's an exaggeration. Lee exaggerates a lot, y'all. So here's how I was hoeing. I'm going to show you the real way that I was hoeing that he said was working me to death. I was chopping, but not like he showed. I was chopping. Like that, okay? And so Lee showed me of scraping instead of chopping, and it is easier. I agree with him on that. It is easier on you to scrape across it, but the problem with what he does in his garden is that he scrapes it all out there and then tills it under. That doesn't work in my herb garden. So what I had to do in my herb garden combines his scraping, but then I have to get those roots out. So I'm going to show you what I do now. There are some weeds growing back in here. This will be my 4th time to weed this garden this year, but there's not very many weeds this time because the last time when I scraped like Lee showed me, I took my shovel and shoveled up all of the roots. So now there's very, very few. So I'm going to show you that. So here you will see a few weeds right down here in this area, and here's a few. And so from what Lee has showed me to do, you can just scrape across those and they will come up. Instead of chopping and lifting the hoe a bunch of times, you just scrape across there, and it just takes a little light work, especially after you've done it a few times and got most of those roots out. You have very few roots left that need to be weeded out. Then you can just kind of scrape across there like that, and I will come back and pick those up and throw them out of there. So it's a whole lot easier now than the first time anyway. But since Lee showed me of just scraping instead of chopping, it has been a whole lot easier on me. So there you go. There's a hoe easy. Let's see if I can get this in here. I'm just scraping across these weeds now, and they pull right out. Get that in the way. You just scrape across them and they pull right out, and then you can go back and pick up those roots and throw them out of here. So I will just go back and pick up some of these root wads.
But that is the way that I hoe, and I will do all of it like that. And then certain plants like my tomato plants, my beans, peas, everything other than the onions, after I till it all under, then I will come back and grab some of the loose dirt and kind of heel it up around the plant just a little bit, and it pretty much takes care of the weeds, because what you cut off, as long as you get them covered up enough, then if it's just a weed, it will kill the weed out. Johnson grass is a different story. You've got to get the roots out. I don't care if they're 6 inches in the ground, they will still come back up. So anytime I find Johnson grass, I get the roots completely out. And I'm fixing to get busy doing a little bit of hoeing out here and do a little bit of tilling, and then I'll show y'all a little exactly what I come out with in my garden. All right, everything's looking good, so I'll talk with y'all later.